I1, I2, I3, I4. We know all the currents, okay? All the flexibility we are having. Okay, I will copy this to the next page, okay? Okay, it's not copying. Please wait. Mm. Okay, okay, we'll write, I'll write that value here. Okay. Please wait a bit. So finally, I have calculated what is I1. Okay, here I have written all the values. Okay, so I have calculated this value, that is I1. I1 is equal to 3 ampere. Okay, I1 already I have written what is this current, that is 1 by 3 ampere. Then what is I2? I2 is equal to 1 ampere. This is 1 ampere. And what is I3? This is I3 is 2 ampere. Okay. And then, okay, once if you know this current, and then what is the resistance values? Okay, this is 5 ohm, and then this is 2 ohm. Okay, this is 3 ohm. This is 3 ohm. Okay, the source was like a 10 volt source. Sorry, 9 volt source. Okay, the source voltage was 9 volt. Now this is 1 ampere, this is 1 by 3 ampere. That means how much current will flow here? I2 minus I4. Okay, so this 1 ampere is entering and 1 by 3 ampere is also entering. Okay, then what would be the total current? 1 ampere plus 1 by 3 ampere. Okay, 1 plus 1 by 3. Okay, it's like 4 by 3 ampere. Okay, please check it out whether it is correct or not, because 1 ampere is coming in this way and 1 by 3 ampere is coming in this way. Then finally the value is like 4 by 3 ampere. Okay, and again 2 ampere is coming here, 1 by 3 ampere is going here. So what could be the value? 2 minus 1 by 3. Okay, that is 6 minus 1. Okay, by 3, 5 by 3 ampere. Okay. So once again, I will cross check this. I2 minus I4. Yes, it's correct. Okay, 4 by 3, and this one is 5 by 3. Now, what is the flexibility I am having? I know all the current across all the branches. Once if I know the current across all the branches, what I can do? I know the voltage also, because 5 ampere into 5 ohm into 1 ampere is 5 volt. Okay. Then uh, what is the voltage here? Here 4 by 3 into 3, then that is 4 volt. Now, whether you like it or not, this battery 9 volt is in exactly in parallel with this one. That means they has to, again, if you measure the voltage of this terminal with respect to ground, that is you measure either in this way, that is 9 volt, or you measure either in this way, that is also 9 volt, because 5 plus 4 is 9 volt. Okay, 5 plus 4 is 9 volt, but it is not the direct voltage division. It is not the direct voltage division. Somehow we have calculated the current across each and every branch. Then finally we are calculating the voltage. Okay, if this resistance is not there, directly you can apply voltage division, but here directly you cannot apply. Indirectly you can measure the current, then finally you can calculate the voltage. So what I am telling, in future, whenever you find out the nodal voltage, say this voltage means always with respect to ground, this could be either in this path, or it could be either in this path, or you can go this way, come this way, and you can reach here, or you can go this way and come this way, you can reach here. Okay, now we will realize this. Now next, what is the voltage here? 2 amps and 2 ohm. What is the voltage? 4 volt. Okay, now this is 4 volt. Now 5 by 3 into 3. Okay, that means this is 5 volt. Okay, this is 5 volt. That means 5 plus 4 is again 9 only. 5 plus 4 is again 9 only. Now, what is this voltage? 1 by, this is minus 1 volt. Okay. So you go in this way. Okay. If I am from here, if I come this way, this is 9 volt. From here, if I go this way, 5 volt, and then minus 1 volt, minus is there. 5 minus 1 is 4. Again, 4 plus 5 is 9. Again, 4 plus 5 is 9. You go by anyway, finally you will get the same voltage. Or otherwise, you can go like this. You come this way, this is 4 volt, and again here plus 1 volt. You come this way, again plus 4 volt, and also you are getting 9 volt. Okay, so nodal voltage means the voltage at your node with respect to ground. Okay, you can go by any path. You can go by any path. Okay, that is independent of the path. Okay, but it is always with respect to the ground. That idea you should have. Now, then what is the R equivalent? Okay, R equivalent. I am having some voltage. Finally, it is drawing some total current because this is like a network for me. Okay, for this network, I have connected one voltage source. Ultimately, this is drawing the 3 amperes current. That means what should be the R equivalent? Very simply, R equivalent is equal to what is the voltage that I have applied? What is the current drawn from that voltage source? What is the current drawn from that voltage source? That is V divided by I1. That means 9 divided by 3, that is equal to 9 divided by 3 ampere, that is 3 ohms. Okay, 3 ohms is the effective resistance of this network. 3 ohm is the effective resistance of this network. In future, we'll find out this 3 ohm in some other method, because this delta you can convert it into star. Then finally you can find out the equivalent resistance. Finally you can find out the equivalent resistance. Okay. Yes, sir. Anybody tried out that method, delta to star conversion? Yes, somebody please answer me. Delta to star convert பண்ணி போட சொன்னா போட்டீங்களா? Have you tried? Please tell me quickly, yes or no, then I will proceed. Hello. Same problem I asked you to go by delta to star convert, finally find out the answers. பண்ணீங்களா இல்லையா? Are you all on the line? Yes. Hello.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Try பண்ணீங்களா இல்லையா? Or otherwise I will try.
Sir,
Nobody tried, I think. Okay, I will do. Okay, so same problem I will take. I will consider this delta. I will convert this delta into star. Then I will proceed. Okay. So, and again, we have to make sure that whether we are getting same answer or not. The total current drawn is 3 ampere and R equivalent is 3 ohms. Okay. And again, finally, sometimes we cannot, we may not get the load voltage because we will be disturbing the load. Okay. But we can visualize this, how much current, total current is drawn. And again, finally, somehow I can find out everything finally. Okay, now we'll see how we go about that. Okay, so once if the problem is there, okay, this second portion, this bottom portion, you can convert into star. Just convert into star. Once if we convert, all are 3 ohm. If we go from delta to star, okay, divided by 3. So instead of 3 ohm, I can write like a 1 ohm. Okay, then the rest of the things I am not disturbing. Okay, this is 5 ohm, this is 2 ohm. Okay, and the source is 9 volt, and the source is 9 volt. Now we do not know anything. Now how we'll proceed? Okay, so now you know this 5 plus 1 is 6. How can you reduce this circuit? Because I want to first find out what is the total equivalent resistance. Then only I know the current. Then later I can distribute the current. Okay, so the total R equivalent is equal to simply 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay, 6 parallel with the 2 plus 1 is 3. 5, 6 parallel with 3 and in series with 1. In series with 1. Okay, 6 parallel with 3 is equal to 2. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3 ohm. So what is the R equivalent I am getting? Just 3 ohm. Yes, I am getting same answer because here also I got R equivalent is equal to 3 ohm. Same answer I am getting here. Okay. Next, once if R equivalent is 3 ohm, I can calculate what is IA because I know the entire resistance of this network R equivalent. Now I can find out I1 easily. I1 is equal to 9 volt divided by R equivalent. Okay, 9 divided by 3, that means 3 ampere. Now what is the current drawn from the total, from the battery? The current drawn from the battery is simply 3 ampere. One thing, please make sure that if it is 3 ampere here also it is 3 ampere. Here also it is 3 ampere. Okay, here also it is 3 ampere. Here also it is 3 ampere, because when the current is in a series branch, okay, the current will not change. Whenever the current is flowing in the series branch, then the current will not change. Now you are having 3 ampere current, you are having 2 parallel branch. Now you can apply the current division rule. Now you can apply the current division rule. What is that rule? Current division rule. Say, for example, if you want to measure the current across this branch, then what is the opposite resistance is 3 divided by total resistance divided by total resistance. Once if you apply the plus 1, you can write the current is going like this, 3 ampere. Now once if you apply the current division here, please do not consider this resistance, because here the current will be same. If you apply the current division, here 1 ampere will come, here 2 ampere will come. Okay, here 1 ampere and 2 ampere. Now again we have disturbed the load. Okay, found out what is this current, 1 ampere and 2 ampere. Somehow it has to be same as what you got here. Okay, because 1 ampere and 2 ampere, because I have not disturbed the upper portion of the network, only I have disturbed the lower portion. So in the upper portion, the current will remain same, 1 ampere and 2 ampere. Now somehow I will retain the original position. Okay, then I will proceed with, okay, I will introduce some small step, then I'll get all other current also. Okay, now we'll see. Okay, now you know this structure. I'm going to extend this structure. Okay. So once if you extend that structure, okay, say this is 6 ohm, this is 3 ampere, this is 3 ohm, okay. So somehow once again I have reshaped the network. Okay, the same network I have written. Okay, the original network, 3 ohm, 3 ohms, like that. First you write that value. Okay, this is also 3 ohm, this is also 3 ohm. Now you know some values, just copy that value from the previous diagram. You know this current 3 ampere, here it is 1 ampere, here it is 2 ampere. Just mark that value, the known value. Okay, here it is 3 ampere. Okay, here it is 1 ampere, here it is 2 ampere. But you know here also it is 3 ampere only. Now the problem is, what is the current across 3 ohm? Because the same 1 ampere will come here, the same 2 ampere will come here. Now what is the current here? Once if you know the current here, you can easily write this branch currents. Okay, so I do not know now what is this current. Okay, so now, but I know from the experience of, the current is finally going to flow in this direction. Okay, because when I marked in the opposite way, I got negative current. That means that really the current is going from right to left. So I can mark this as a load current that I do not know for a moment. Assume that they do not know. So simply I'm taking IL. If it is IL, what is the current that will flow here? Simply 1 plus IL. Okay, then what is the current will flow here? 2 minus IL. Now only one variable is unknown. IL is unknown. So you apply KVL here or here. Okay, you apply KVL here, or you can also apply here, no problem. Okay, now I will apply the KVL here. I will apply the KVL in this loop. Okay, so to this loop, I will apply the KVL. Say generally I will go in the clockwise direction, then okay, opposite, minus 3 IL minus 3IL plus 6 minus 3IL is equal to 0. Okay, only one variable is there. If you solve this, IL will be 1 by 3 ampere. IL will be 1 by 3 ampere. Yes, it is correct only because by some other method, we got the same answer. Okay, with the branch current method, we got the same answer. Now what I have done, little bit I have introduced, I have converted delta into star somehow with the Ohm's law and current division. I found out most of the current. Then only for the left out portion, okay, finally, okay, I do not know what is the current here. For that only I have just used the branch current here only. So finally I got the answer. Okay, so finally what is important? Okay, you can go by any method. Finally answer is important, and also you should know, okay, for a given problem, which method will be suitable, which method will be suitable. So finally I got IL. I got IL as well as once if I know IL, I know this value also. I know this current also. I know all the branch currents. I know all the branch voltage, everything I know. Final, the circuit analysis is really complete. Okay. Now, next what I'm going to do, same problem I will take. Okay, I will solve by nodal method. I will solve by nodal method. Okay. Again, the first time I am going to solve by the nodal method. Okay, so you need a little bit of understanding. First of all, you should know what do you mean by node. Okay, what do you mean by node? Okay, node means there should be at least two element connection. Okay, at least two elements should be connected. Okay, that is called as node. Again, these two elements not necessarily to be the resistance. One can be resistance, one can be a capacitor or some any other element. Any two element connecting to the common point is called as node. Connecting to the common point is called as node. And whenever you solve the problem, always you should take the ground node. Always you should take the ground node. Otherwise, your problem will become wrong. Whenever you go by nodal method, in other method, you no need to take the ground node. But in nodal method, always you should take the reference node. Okay, the ground node always you should take ground node, reference node, ground node or reference node. And one more idea is, again, unnecessarily you should not introduce the nodes. Okay, then okay, properly you have to take the nodes. If you take extra nodes, you will not get the correct answer. You will not get the correct answer. Okay, now, okay, we'll see how it goes. I will take the same problem. Okay, then we'll solve. Okay, by nodal method. Okay, so this is the problem given 5 ohm. Same problem only I am taking 5 to 3 ohm, 3 ohm, and then this is 9 volt. Now, which node is a reference node? Generally, the battery negative terminal node, we have to take it as a reference node. Okay, battery negative terminal. Or otherwise, you can take any other node also, but it will create some kind of confusion in the beginning. Okay, you can take any other node also. The answer is not going to change, but it will create little bit problem to you. Okay, so it's better always to take the negative terminal of the battery as a reference node, Now, again, whenever you are choosing the node, say suddenly I should not go here and choose this as a V1. That is completely wrong. That will create the ambiguity, because already I know what is the voltage here. Already I know what is the voltage here, because 9 volt is appearing, same 9 volt will appear up to this point. Same 9 volt. I stand here, same 9 volt. I stand here, same 9 volt. I stand here, same 9 volt. With respect to what? Node voltage means always with respect to ground. Always with respect to ground. You either come by this way or you come by this way, or you go like this, come this way, or you go like this, come this way, or you go like this, come like this. Okay, you go by any way, finally you reach the ground node, then your voltage will be 9 volt. So already I know what is the voltage here. So suddenly I should not go and put V1. That creates ambiguity, because finally what you will get, V1 is equal to 9 volt you will get. See, already it is very much clearly visible. This is 9 volt. But once if you put E1, after applying all the equation, finally you will get this. Okay, sometime it will create some kind of confusion. Okay, that's why before putting V1 or V2, you should be very clear whether really already there is no known voltage. Okay, so already here there is known voltage is there. So I should not put V1. This node voltage is that only I have explained you here. Okay, you take this point, you go by this way, you'll get 9 volt. You come by this way, you go by any other way, finally you'll get 9 volt. That means this node voltage is 9 volt. Okay, that is the idea. So I take that node voltage as 9 volt. Okay, that means what? Here also that is 9 volt only, because this is short really. When the wire is shorted, that voltage will not change. Here also 9 volt, here also 9 volt. But I cannot mark it here as a 9 volt because the resistor is there that will really change the value. Okay, so 9 volt, 9 volt. Okay, now then I come here. Okay, really this, I do not know really what is the value here. I cannot make any guess because I am in the beginning stage. So I do not know this voltage. That's why I will put this node voltage as VB, this node voltage as VA. Because finally the current will go in this direction. That's why I am putting here VA, VB. You can put any notation you want. You can put V1, V2, or V1 here, V2 here. That's okay. Everything is okay. You can put any notation, no problem. Because already I know the current is going to flow from VA to VB. That's why, to be on safer side, I am putting here VA. Okay, that means finally VA will be greater than VB. Okay, so this is VA, this is VB. Then suddenly I should not go here, put some VC and all. That's very much wrong, because that is already connected to the ground. Ground means 0 volt. Okay, whether it's given or not, always it is 0 volt. Ground means always 0 volt. I should not put any VC and all. Okay, and also don't put a minus 9 volt and all, because plus 9 volt is up and that is in the opposite, that is like minus. That is not the concept. Please don't put like that, because if you put minus 9 volt, that will give really some different answer. That is very much wrong. Okay, so this is 0 volt only. Okay, you will have that kind of confusion, but for a moment you just take it as 0 volt. Then later it will be very clear to you why you should not take minus 9 volt here. Okay, at this moment you assume that only if it is a ground you have to take a 0 volt. Okay, now you can proceed. Okay, once if nodal method is there, you go to the unknown node voltage. This two node voltage is like unknown node voltage. You first go to this node A. Okay, you know whenever you are in a node, which law you can apply, KCL or KVL? Anybody? Please quick. Yes, sir.
KCL.
Huh?
KCL.
Which law, sir? KCL. Yes, you have to apply KCL. And how you have to apply the KCL? Because KCL means current entering is equal to current leaving, or sum of the current entering the junction is equal to 0, or sum of the current leaving the junction is equal to 0. I will always follow the third method. You can follow any method, but to be consistent, always follow one method. Okay, I'll assume the current is really going outside. Okay, see, the current may go in any opposite direction also, but for law point of view, just assume that all the currents are going away. The rest, that law will take care of that, whether the current is going away or coming inside. But you assume that all the currents are going away. Once if you assume like that, all the currents are going away. Okay, say for example, if the current is going away in this branch, what is this resistance value? 3 ohm. So if the current is going away from this branch, how can I write? That is VA minus VB divided by 3. Okay, that is the current going out of this node. Okay, next, if the current goes up like this, because out of this VA node, then I can write it as VA. Already this node is 9 volt. Okay, don't forget that voltage. Okay, so VA minus 9 divided by 2 volt. And then here VA minus 0. Okay, ground means 0. Or simply I can write VA itself. Okay, VA divided by 3. Okay, so one node equation is complete. But This equation consists of two variables, both A and B. So again, I need one more equation. So one more equation I will write at node B. Okay. So what is the node B? Node B here. Okay. Again, with respect to node B, you assume that current is going outside. If you assume like that, VB minus VA divided by 3. Okay. Current is going out of this node this way. If it goes upward, okay, then VB minus 9 divided by 5, then downwards, okay, downwards VB divided by 3, VB divided by 3. Now you do the adjustments, mathematical adjustments. You are having two equations, two variable, okay. Whenever you have two equation, two variable, again easily you can calculate what is VA, what is VB. Now VA is 5, VB is 4. VA is 5, VB is 4. Okay, so again, you know these node voltages, okay? So VA is equal to 5 volt, VB is equal to 4 volt. Then what is VA minus VB? 1 volt. What is VA minus VB? 1 volt. That only you have got already. Okay, what is VAB? That is VA minus VB, that is 1 volt. Is it correct or not? Okay, is it correct or not? Yes, it is correct. Yeah, the voltage is 1 volt. That too, this A side is positive, B side is negative. Okay, A side is positive, B side is negative. Then with this, what I can do? Okay, now I know what is the potential here. I can simply mark the potential. Here it is. Okay, plus 1 volt. Again, once if it is plus 1 volt, I can mark the current here. 1 volt divided by 3, that is 1 by 3 ampere current is going. Now what I can do here, this is 9 volt, this is 4 volt. That means how much voltage is there? 9 minus 4 is 5 voltage is there. This is 5 volt, 5 amps. Then 5 voltage drop. Resistance is 5 ohm. 5 divided by 5 is here how much current? 1 ampere. Here how much current? 1 ampere. Here 9 volt, here 5 volt. Difference is 4 volt. 4 divided by 2 is 2 ampere current. Here 4 volt, here 0 volt. Difference is 4 volt. 4 divided by 3, 4 by 3 ampere current. Here 5 volt, here 0 volt. 5 divided by 3, 5 by 3 ampere current. Here 1 ampere is going, here 2 ampere is going. So definitely there should be 3 ampere. Or otherwise here 4 by 3 ampere is coming. Here 5 by 3 ampere is coming. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 by 3 is 3. Definitely 3 ampere has to go, because if 3 ampere is coming here, 3 ampere has to go in this way. So finally again analysis is complete. I have found out all the answers. I have found out all the answers. Okay, so yes sir, is it understandable? How I am applying the nodal equation?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so next I will apply the Thevenin's theorem. Next I will apply the Thevenin's theorem. Okay, but you know, with the Thevenin's theorem, you cannot find all the current and voltages. You can find out only one thing. You can find out only load current, only load voltage. So what is the load current? What is the load voltage? Load voltage is 1 volt. Load current is 1 by 3 ampere. Okay, so with the Thevenin's theorem, you can find out only load voltage and load current. Okay, we will see how to apply the Thevenin's theorem. First, in the Thevenin's theorem, you have to calculate the V Thevenin. Once if you want to calculate the V Thevenin, you have to remove the load. So in this case, the load is the element between the node A, B. Okay, so you have to remove the 3 ohms. Then you have to find out the open circuit voltage. Okay, open circuit voltage. So first one is, first what you have to find out? V Thevenin. Okay, V Thevenin means remove RL. Remove RL, then what? Find open circuit voltage. After removing the RL, how much voltage is there in the open terminal, that you have to measure. Okay, once if you remove this, the structure becomes like this. Okay, so it is like this. Now, Okay, after removing the load resistance RL, you can apply the voltage division very easily. Okay, this is 5 ohm, this is 3 ohm, this is 2 ohm, this is 2 ohm. Yes, now somebody tell me what is the voltage now? Okay, this is A, this is B. Okay, yes, you can easily apply the voltage division. Okay, once if this resistance is not there, you can easily apply the voltage division there, because whatever the voltage here 9 volt is there, it will appear across here and also here. Similarly, the same 9 volt will appear across here and across here. Okay, that element was disturbing us, that we have removed, because in this procedure we have to remove that resistance. So,
This one is 3 ohm, sir.
sir, so we have to apply the voltage division. Once if you apply the voltage division, okay, and again, and one more thing is, see, finally I need VAB. Okay, VAB means what? VA minus VB. Okay, this A means the voltage with respect to ground. This B means voltage with respect to ground. Don't go upward. The upward also you can calculate the voltage, then that will be confusing. Okay, B means you have to go like this and come like this. That is confusing. A also you can go like this, come like this, and like this you can find out. But it is simple, because from B directly you can go like this. From A directly you can go like this. So that's why I will measure the voltage in 3 ohm and 2 ohm. Then directly I will proceed. Okay, so now what is the voltage at VA? Yes, I will write it here. Voltage at VA is equal to 9 volt. Okay, 2 ohm divided by 4 ohm. 2 ohm divided by 4 ohm. Is it correct? Some mistake is there, I think.
Huh?
Not,
Five,
yes,
sir.
this is 3 ohm.
Yes, 3.
Yes, this is
That
3
one is
ohm.
3,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir. 3 ohm. So, what is the answer? 9 into, again here
2 divided
also.
by 5, sir.
Yes. 9 into 3 divided by 5. 9 into 3 divided by 5. So 27 by 5 volt. Okay. So VA is 27 by 5 volt. Then what is VB? VB is equal to total voltage is 9, 3 divided by 8. So 27 divided by 8 volt. Okay. 27. Now I know what is VA, VB. I can simply apply in this formula. 27 minus 5, 27 minus 8, that is equal to 81 divided by 4 volt. Okay, 81 divided by 40, 81 divided by 40 volt. Now I have calculated V Thevenin, because this open circuit voltage, okay, here it is plus, here it is minus. This open circuit voltage is called as what, sir? V Thevenin. Now I have calculated what is V Thevenin, that is 81 divided by 40 volt. Okay, I have completed one thing. Then next one is R Thevenin. Next one is R Thevenin. For R Thevenin, what I have to do is the voltage, then remove the effect of the source, the load, remove the effect of the source. Removing the effect of the source means for voltage source, what I have to do, sir? Anybody circuit or short circuit. So I have to make short circuit here. So then once if you make short circuit, this load is removed. Okay, now it comes like this. This is 5 ohm, this is 2 ohm, 3 ohm, 3 ohm. Now I want to know what is the resistance here, resistance looking from here, R equivalent. Now this is a little bit tricky, somewhat confusing. Okay, somewhat confusing. Once if you have some understanding, you can easily write this one. What I'm going to do with respect to this point, okay, with respect to these 2 points, this is one line, this is another line, this is another line. All the 3 lines are in parallel. Okay. Whenever 3 lines are in parallel, it's something like this. Okay. Something like this. If 3 lines are in parallel, okay, they are completely really in parallel. It is not disturbed by anything else. That means I can interchange these things. I can interchange these things in any way I want. Okay. Whenever really they are in parallel. That's why what I will do, I will introduce these lines in the middle. Okay, I will introduce these lines in the middle. Just this point I'll take out. Okay, I'll introduce the lines in the middle. Okay, so it comes like this. Is it okay? Is it acceptable by you? Same network only. In the different manner I am drawing. Yes, sir. Can I write like this? Just this concept I believe, whenever really the elements are parallel, I can interchange the branch to my convenient. Okay. My aim is to find out RAB. My aim is to find out RAB. So for that, conveniently, I am changing this. Okay. So nothing will change. Okay. Everything will be as it is. Now, again, this also you can modify. This is something like this. Once if you really observe, this is something like this only. You can consider like this. This is A, this is B, this is 5 ohm, this is 3 ohm, this is 2 ohm, this is 2 ohm. Then now 5 into 3 in parallel, 2 into 2 in parallel, again both everything is in series. Now I can write RAB. RAB is equal to 123 divided by 40. 123 divided by 40. Okay, that is R Thevenin, or I can write 3.075 ohm. Okay, so or otherwise, if you are not getting convinced with this method, I will also go by other method. Okay, say I'm going to introduce, already AB is there. This line is really confusing. I'm going to introduce one new variable, say C. If it is C, this is also C only, because really this is really short. Then this is also C only, because all are same point. This is also C only. Okay, this is also C only. Okay, if it is like that, already A, B is there somewhere. Okay, so I will mark the point here. B is there, here A is there, somewhere C is there. Okay, somewhere C is there. Now, one by one you go, this resistance 5 ohm is going from B to C. Okay, B to C. Okay, now I will put one resistance from B to C. And again, this resistance also going from B to C. Okay, already 5 ohm is going from B to C, and this resistance is also going from B to C. So 3 ohms. And this resistance is going from A to C, that is 2 ohm. So this is 2 ohm. This resistance is going from A to C, then that is 3 ohm. Now also you'll get the same answer only. Now also the structure is like this only, 5, 3 to somewhere I made a mistake. I think this is 2, 3. Okay, this is 2, 3. Sorry, this is 2, 3. Okay, so both are again in the same format only. Finally, I'll get the 3.075 ohm only. Okay, now I know what is Thevenin voltage. I know what is Thevenin resistance. Then I will directly connect with the load. Okay, so what Thevenin's theorem is telling? You find out V Thevenin, you find out R Thevenin. Okay, so entire network I have replaced by R Thevenin and V Thevenin. Then already what is left out with you, the element is like a load element is left out. That load element you can connect now. That load element. Okay, that is the Thevenin's theorem concept.